Hey riders, Thursday, Muckers Championship Race, January 25th. Let's get ready to do this. Again, folks, scrambling a little bit. We're doing stage 3, Cockatoo Valley, 36 kilometers, 766 meters of climbing, and we've got 108 registered so far. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit brutal. Myself, I did one of those little challenge. There's like a challenge training workout session right now. We're going to get the watch button here right away. Bit of a scramble again. Today is the fantastic day of the new washer dryer delivery to the house. So basically I got nothing to do except pull all the old stuff out and enjoy all the stuff I find tucked behind that washer and dryer and underneath. And it's been sitting there now for 10 years. Brand new to now 10 years old. So, yeah. Those guys are coming apparently at 1:30. So hopefully I can get this all covered. If I don't, I guess what I'm going to do... Well, I will get this all covered. That's a guaranteed. I'll have to add some audio on the end. Won't be exactly live, but I'll be able to kind of watch it later and capture the commentary that way. Yeah, we should be starting here right away. So this is the serious race today. Tuesday was a lot more... Oh, here we go, folks. We're ready. Tuesday was a bit more on the, I don't want to say easy route, but, you know, lots of people were riding 2.3, you know, 2.5, 2.7, whatever, in their, I know on the Muckers group they like to call it, like, the trains. Hey, first guy we landed on here is HJ 2010. Saw this rider last time. Pretty awesome getting to know everyone. I know Neil posted something this morning, and I said, hey, I know everyone in the top 20. I think I know everyone in the top 60, to be honest. Halair here. Halair is from Norway. Thanks for your comments on my channel. I appreciate it. That's a mucker right there. So let's take a look at the route profile on the bottom. Yeah, this looks like something that would kind of traumatize me a little bit. Looks like we were doing a couple of laps here or something, if I look at this closely. Oh, sorry folks, got the dogs barking. I'm just hoping that my delivery guy is not here early. Most likely not. So, yes, let's get to the front. I may have to just step away from... And Gil Matteo, just saying, yep, let's roll. You know, I think a strategy here might be for some people is just to blast up this first hill. Everyone's super fresh, so everyone's probably going to do the exact same thing, right? You got this first hill to push up. A lot of looks like, you know, we're going to see a lot of 6, 7, 8, 9% in there. Again, here comes Luca coming up, and Elenio. Elenio on Tuesday basically walked away from the crowd. Finished with, I think, a 600-meter lead over some extremely strong riders, including Gil Matteo, Wyverns. Bear Remy's here today. I don't think Bear Remy rode on Tuesday. We got El Roland here, M4B, Carol, Grosjean, of course. Grosjean riding currently in 9th position, hanging with the big riders at the front, the big guns. Niels Burnham pulling it up to 10th place, just creeping past Grosjean as we speak. Escada, another name we've seen a lot. Let's quickly do a map mode here, folks. Find always the first map mode of the day is the slow one. Takes a little bit of time. You can just see the group up ahead here. Big group too. So there's about 10 people off the front right now. So just look at this freight train. I see a couple of disconnects at the back already, it looks like. There's a purple rider here that looks like they're disconnected, I believe. And maybe this other lighter colored purple rider is a late start. Yeah, but this looks pretty tough, this one. So again, let's just have a quick peek at the front. Got Luca, Gil, Elenio, Wyverns, Bear Remy, Carol, L. Roland. All the names you'd expect to see up here. Okay, so it looks like we've got 7, maybe 6 in the very front group. Back to Carol here. Carol's just creeping off the back end of the group. And then, you know, little jumps, 20, 30 meters at a time. This first climb will be, you know, if you're like me and you never warm up, things like this, routes like this, system shock right away. 4B moving up here. Pulling up beside Rowan. So what we're going to do now is kind of slowly make our... Well, let's just jump all the way to the back if we can. Never mind me here. Hopefully... I just want to go right to the back, see how many starters we got. I think there was 106 registered. So here's Stephen. Stephen Ludford, Farnham Club. And a mucker. Doing this thing at the back. I know what I can say about Stephen here right now. Stephen, I believe this is probably day 6 or day 7 of him suffering from the flu. So great for him to be out here. Looks like he might have a long day, but he's getting some consistency in him back on the bike. We've all been there. We've all done that. You go away somewhere for a week, and it takes you a month to get your conditioning back. And I always find it's worse when you're sick, because obviously you got to recover from being sick, but you're just sitting there doing nothing, waiting. At least when you go on vacation, you can maybe do something. So Stephen here is battling through the flu or just getting over the flu. So we'll keep a close eye on him. Moving up, the Pilot E. Maybe that's what it is. New rider here. G. Kinsey. Seen this rider quite a bit. Rude GP. New names. And Latsko. I've seen that rider before. We're going to see a lot of people. Let's just kind of work our way up. And you're going to see everyone just ahead of us. Latsko. You can see Stelvio bound just ahead of us with this MJV rider. Stelvio bound. Mitch RE. Another new rider. I've seen Mikey 73 before a lot. Robinaghi. Pretty sure this person has messaged me on YouTube. Appreciate that. Great comments. Jeff 65. Let's not forget, looks like Viewjack here. Here's Jeff. Looking good. Working his way up this hill. I love these names that I can't pronounce. Great idea here. I see a capital K, I see a capital D, and I'm thinking KD, craft dinner. I'm hungry. Won't get to eat for a while until this is done, and the washer dryer man's gone. So we're just going to say KD for now. Looking sharp here, riding strong up this hill. Right ahead we got Raffo with Grupedo. Elaine 0857, new name to me. We got the Mucker here. 3 watts per kilo. You know, I'm looking at this. I think me and Mucker are about the same build. Yeah. So I'm right at 90 kilograms. Looks like Mucker's right around there somewhere. Okay. Muddy PM riding beside Mucker. We've got Dark Thunder. Dark Thunder, I believe, is part of Team Chain Gang. And Dark Thunder showed up for GRC's little last Sunday short race. There was 2 Team Chain Gang members. One of them had a mechanical, I think a legit mechanical, and just sat there in the course, couldn't finish. And the other one finished quite high, I believe. I think it's Dark Thunder and Dark Destroyer. I love the names. I'm going to have to look up the team, find out more of these cool names. We got Mick here. Hey to Mick. Bianca PC, I think this is the first female rider we passed here. Looking good going up this hill. Extreme lightweight rider. R. Luzar. Here's Kolofsky. Hey Kolofsky, good to see ya. Appreciate your comments. Super kind to me. Everyone that's commented, it's so motivating. I really do enjoy doing this, so... and I love having some banter and chat, and I like the fact that some people enjoy just my random stories, things I've done. You wouldn't believe some of the stuff I've been looking at. I did a ride a few days ago. We're just going to stay on Kolofsky here for a little bit, give him the spotlight. Riding beside Bert 33, and we can see Squallow de LP ahead of us, and Nokan, Swiss Chris 69. I know all these names. I feel like I'm honorary Team Muckers member here. Draftman, Chris W. There is Scriptnet with Rouvy Brian. This is fantastic. Yeah, so my side story today is I did a ride a few days ago, the Cairnwell, up in the Craigorms. I think that's how you say it. Well, for the past day and a half, all I've done on YouTube is learned about Monroe bagging. That's my thing now. I'm trying to find out if any Canadian has ever done it. Totally fascinating to me. These weird names. I've learned all about Monroes, Monroe tops, Murdos. What's the smaller ones here? Oh, then if you go to England and Wales and Ireland, I think they call the 3,000 footers Firths. Very hard word for me to say. And then they have smaller categorizations like Marylands, Wainwrights. They're just, yeah, it's fascinating to me. It's so cool that you can do that there. And I gotta say, I'll be the first to admit, when I look out my window, I can see 10 and 12,000 foot peaks in the distance. I'm not right there. I'm about an hour away. And so I always think, oh yeah, the Highlands of Scotland. And to be honest, dead honest, whip-de-doo. That's what I thought. Yeah, my mind is kind of blown now. I've seen people up there taking on those Monroes in just like apocalyptic conditions. I think the thing that's weird about them is that, let's just pop up a bit. I see Robbie Doo up the road. Hey, here's Hellcat. I met Hellcat on Facebook just a couple days ago. They asked a question. I think they had a Facebook post about something, and I said, hey, who are you? And Hellcat, I'm like, hey, I've seen you. Jump into the video. So here's Hellcat 2020. Shout out to Hellcat. Do you drive a Hellcat? That'd be interesting to know. Quite the beast. Mike Hagan, Burnaby, BC, right here. Chasing after Ratim and Silly Sill. Yeah, we got a good group here. Let's just do a little map mode here. Yeah, see, just a train of people here. All trying to stick together. Don't lose sight of each other. Yeah, I mean, you can see the distances, 3 meters up the road, 48, 54, 56, just scattered like. So if I look at the profile on the bottom, it kind of looks like we're doing a loop of something here. I didn't actually see the preview of the race beforehand since I was playing Mr. Washer Dryer there for a second. Let's get out of map mode here. Hal there. Hal commented on the YouTube. I believe Hal is from Norway. We've got Ratim, Silly Sill here. Obviously from the Netherlands. Very strong rider, Sylvia. Slyfly, another regular. Great to see you. Niels Asphalt. This is a new rider to me. So they're all getting over the very top. So the majority of riders now, say the front 40 are up and over the top of the first climb. At this point, they're only 4 kilometers in and they climbed 200 meters. So that was, a bit of a serious wake-up call to the day. So now we're all going to bomb downhill. I see a few names here. Matthias Hale, Baggers 69. Baggers, I believe it was Baggers that took the win on that reverse little group ride thing we did. SR71, John Chady, he was the hunter, and the group ride people would take off, get a 2 minute 10-second head start. That was too much that day, and try to escape John on the uphill. It was a great race to watch. It's in the YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Inside Cycling World. I gotta say that, folks. My wife's been screaming at me to promote more. Like every day now. Hey, Chad Ritchie here. I just talked to Chad through Facebook Messenger this morning. Chad's riding with Batiscum. Boogie Bill 70. I like that name there, Boogie Bill. I love it. Andy Up is right here. Guido 1291. So again, some new names. Here's Kay Kavanajan, maybe with Tom right there. Tom Le Rigier. Bat Builder. Mako. Let's take a look at the front and see if anyone's taken off here. So Luca, we're bombing downhill here. Like this is 9% bombing downhill. We're gonna hit max speed, 72k an hour. How do you guys feel about that? Do you want to see more speed going downhills? I mean, I know some of the cornering's a little bit, let's just say suspect. Cornering at 72k an hour. But I guess maybe the theory is, yeah, we're not going to let you do 120 down the hills, but we'll let you do 72 around the corners. So maybe it's a fair trade-off. Because there's no way you're taking this corner at 72k an hour. No way. So we'll let you do 72 all the way. You never get to do 120, but you can carry the speed through the corners. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Elenio charging hard from behind. So Luca does have a little bit of a break, just like, a bit of a downhill bomb. So I don't know if they're going to carry it very far. Maybe they might let off here. There is another steep descent coming up right away too. But then we're climbing again. So yeah, I'm trying to see the bottom here. Like what I do, and I don't notice this a lot. I'll be doing a route by myself or with a few other people. People I don't know, just call them, I'm going to air quote randos. If I don't know you, you're a rando, right? Nothing good, nothing bad in that. And I'll be staring at the profile and I'll realize, hey, it's a mirror image of the start. So then I know it's like an out and back. And I see little shapes here, and I'm starting to think some of this is repeated, but I can't tell where. Unless the hills are just very similar. Yeah, so here's the group all coming back together. Elenio, Gilmario, Luca. Wonder if they're going to try to put some more distance in. We got Bear Remy here, Wyverns, Carol just dangling off the back. Should be able to pull it back on the next downhill. But these front six, again, have snuck away and pulled out 500 meters on like some other really, really strong riders. L. Roland here, Matt Jazz, 82, M4B. Now, here's a name I haven't seen before. You old git, Peter. Still in his Christmas outfit. Okay, he's an old git. Keith is here. Great to see Keith again. I think Keith was off the last ride or two. Probably enjoying that sun in Spain too much. Maybe he's working on his suntan. He's got the banana boat tanning oil out. Hope he's enjoying himself. Yeah, Keith left me some great comments, a little bit of background stuff on himself. So good to see him out here. Keith's riding really strong here. So he's with Old Git. And you know what's funny too? I think Peter Old Git, I'm pretty sure Keith said that their team name, or maybe I looked at it yesterday, that they are Team Old Git. So I'm going to guess that Keith and Peter here are teammates. Or they ride a lot together. They know each other. Maybe they've seen each other in real life. I find a lot of you Europeans, I just always like to say Euros, right? You've tended to meet each other more. I mean, that's the beauty of living in Europe. It's a quick little jaunt, and you drive an hour and you're in another country, or take a train or a quick plane ride. Popping back to Niels Burnham here, riding with Stefan Schmidt. Total regulars here. Grosjean just hanging out 50 meters back in a nice group with Q. Yeah, Q was in the last race as well. Yep. I don't know how you say your name. We're just going with Q for now. HJ 2010's there. I believe this rider's messaged me. I'm losing track here, folks. Another person here, Anatso. Let's have a little quick at the front, see what's going on. Here goes Elenio again. Is Elenio going on a tear again today? Elenio seemed to be able to walk away from the riders yesterday. I don't know if that was just a little bit of a Tuesday thing. But Elenio looks like a beast on the hills. I would probably have to lose at least 30 kilograms, like 66 pounds, to have a chance of hanging on with them. And probably at that point, I probably still couldn't. So Elenio is trying to get away. 20 meters back to Luca, Gil Mattiau, Wyverns, Bear Remy. I think the four behind, and including Carol too. Carol's just right off the back there, 80 meters back. I don't think they're going to let Elenio just walk away today. At least I hope they don't. Because the Tuesday race, Elenio, yeah, just cruised to the finish by themselves. Basically rode solo all day. Let's just do a few random pops back here. I can see some people still struggling up the first climb. We've got Di Matteo here. Recovering Steven. Doing a great job here, not pushing too hard. Probably, I know what it's like when I recover from the flu. I know, well, maybe the muckers don't know, but I was telling the GRC people, and it's on my Strava too, I had a bit of a flu or something in December. The normal stuff, right? A couple days you're over it. And I was back on the bike, and just so everyone knows, Mr. Inside Cycling World is not a young fella. I was riding something, I can't remember what at the moment, and my heart rate hit 198. And it wasn't like just 198 for a millisecond and then I was down to 150 for the rest of the ride. I think I averaged 186 or 187 for the entire ride. Like probably, I'm going to just say ballparking because I know my style. Probably like a 40 to 45 minute ride at 186. Even for myself, I'm like, yeah, this is a tad high. Everyone's heart rate's different. But I'm sure Steven's struggling a bit here with a bit of a high heart rate. So he's just going to take it nice and easy. So we've got Tomek here, we'll just say, just slowly creeping up behind Steven. So these are our two tail enders here, riding for the Red Lantern today. I think I've mentioned that before, the Red Lantern. It's funny too, like, you know, everyone knows the other YouTube channel, the Lanterne Rouge. The Red Lantern originally was an old sled dog thing. The wives of the trappers would hang out the Red Lantern to light the way so the musher could see his way home. And then other sports have picked up the term. Yeah, so when I used to race sled dogs, there was a Red Lantern Award, and everyone wanted it. If you couldn't do well, you wanted the Red Lantern Award. Just a little side story there. Let's make our way back up. Looking for names I haven't seen before. New folks. Hang on. We're climbing again. Yeah, okay, look at this here today, folks. Today's race, with it being a Thursday, championship race, last one in January, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Last one in January, because we'll be into February, next time we roll around. They're not letting Alenio get away today. Luca has marked Alenio. Bear Remy is there as well. Gil Mattiau. Wyverns just hanging on for dear life at the back here. Come on, Wyverns. You can do it. Wyverns is going to get a bit of its descent here. Actually, quite a bit of descent. There's a couple little kicks right in the middle, but just use momentum to crank your way over that, right? Okay. Yeah, Wyverns is just hanging on. Carroll's been pushed back a little bit more. Just hanging back there. Carroll's getting himself into no man's land, but Carroll is a... I'm not sure exactly how you say Carroll's name. I'm just saying Carroll. Maybe it's Carell. Someone can correct me, please. Carell's very seasoned, and now I'm saying Carell. Okay. Anyway, I'm going back to Carroll. Sorry about that. Carroll is a very seasoned racer. I've seen the name everywhere, all over Rouvy, so he knows what he's doing. Let's take a pop back to Keith. Keith is looking very sharp today, riding in the Christmas jersey, just tailing Matt's Gas and El Rowan. Yeah, this is a great ride by Keith here. With Peter, the other old git, just a little bit behind him. Grinding our way up this next little set of hills here. The front group is already descending. So, we got 4 riders up there, trailed by Wyverns. Wyverns is just finishing up the hill. That's what's caused more of a gap to break out even. And same with Carroll, too. As these guys are bombing down the other side, Carroll's battling his way up the other side at 10K an hour, 14K an hour, whatever it may be. So, a really strong group here. Again, here they are. They're riding over those little bumps. Just a little bit of power, keep the momentum up. Look at these guys. They're never going below like 30K an hour. So they're going to just go down again. Another quick bump. You can see the quick bump on the road ahead of us. Just look at the road in the middle of the screen. That's that little tiny kicker that's coming up. They're probably all going to drop a little bit of power here. I'm going to expect to see some 5 to 6 watts per kilo right here. Just going up and over this. Yep, there's Gil pushing. Well, he decided I'm going to drop 7.8. Alenio, almost 9. Oh, these guys are deadly serious. And now bombing downhill again. They're all making sure they're not getting left behind here. They don't want to get stuck with one hill in between them. We talked about that last time. The one hill behind you. Keep that other rider always going up as you're going down. Okay, so they're going to descend for a bit. We're going to just back up a bit. Here's the old git. Just trailing Keith right now. M4B, 100 meters back. Stefan Schmidt. I think it might be time for a map mode here. So, yeah, you can see here after the hill, things are starting to spread out, right? The damage has been done. So, this green rider we're following here is the green bubble on the bottom. Stefan Schmidt, total regular to the Muckers events. You can see everyone here now how it's not like the train from before. You can see all the splits now where, you know, certain people blew up on the hills, others just assaulted it. We've got climbers, we've got more of the time trialist types. So there's going to be more separation now. I will keep an eye on the front too. So Stefan's looking really sharp here. Stefan looks to be about a 70 kilogram rider. I wish I could lose that much weight, but I can't do it. Let's hang out with Grosjean for a little bit. Can see Escata in the distance. Being chased by this new rider that I mentioned before, Anatso. Wow, what jersey is Anatso wearing? I've never seen that one. Okay. Then we have Q. So we've got, yeah, back on Grosjean just for a second here. Riding with Anatso. Chasing Escata. Here's my friend who I like to call Jacob Montana. That was a few videos ago, and I just saw the MT, and around here, you know, if you saw an address as an MT, I would say, yeah, that's Montana. But it's not Montana. I completely made that up in my head on the fly in the middle of the commentary. So Jacob, or Jakob, I guess it's going to be, cruising along here with Tranberg, another Muckers regular, and HJ 2010. I wish I knew HJ's real name. Maybe they can message me. That'd be great. Gonna pop back here to Mike Guthinger. Just dropping some power here, trying to keep momentum up those same little rollers again that the front pack just tackled before. So yeah, people are going to kind of do a bit of coasting, get into the 2-watt range, bring the heart rate down, and then just kick up the power again to get across. I do see a new name here right behind Mike. Mikaluk 147 with Grep. Grep's a regular, and we got Niemanen. Brand new name to me, Kawasaki 636. Okay, we've got Chorus, all the regulars, Tom, Mako, probably a new name to me. This looks like a new name as well. Glad to see these, you know, new to me folks coming out to the Muckers events. Boogie Bill 70, rolling with Andy up here. And K. Vanagen. Yeah, lots of riders here. I see Dr. Custard as well. Let's have a look at Dr. Custard. Just chasing after Chad Ritchie. Oh, and again, if I see a new name, I like to give him a shout out here. Yaya Reki. Yaya. I like that. Okay, folks, let's get serious here. Actually, before we jump to the front, still important stuff going on at the back. Let's check out Steven here. Yep, Steven's doing good. He's going to get through this. I know he will. Nice recovery ride for Steven. Gil Matteo, first place. That's the current situation. Trailed directly behind by Luca_MA, Bear Remy, and Elenio79. So we got a nice group of 4 at the front. That gap to Wyverns is just kind of slightly growing at the moment. Be nice to see Wyverns and Carroll kind of join as a little team for a little while. Maybe they can help each other out. You know, get some more firepower. After that, we're going to jump back from the first place. It's 700 meters back to El Roland and Matt Jazz. And, oh, Keith is right there as well. So, it's probably going to be pretty chill here for the next kilometer or so. We're currently now just coming up to the halfway point. Just listening out my window here to see if my delivery guy is coming or not. We're just up to the halfway point, coming up here right away, and then we're going to get slammed by another hill. First splits at the top of that hill. First split? Maybe second split. Yeah, it's the second split of the day. I could see the first splits on the hill earlier. And we can take a look. That person at that split is Latsko. Sorry about that. Latsko just passed it, and a new rider, Rude GP. They must look like they've just passed the split. Behind them, we got G. Kinsey. See this name a lot too. So we're at the front here, just chilling. So yeah, just jumping back to my side story again earlier, I've probably spent, so I did that ride yesterday, and I don't even know why I did it, the Cairnwell. I just thought, yeah, I want to do some short, steep little climbs that aren't going to take me all day, you know, 25-minute efforts. That's all I want to do, see a new part of the world. And yeah, great little ride. But yeah, it's just incredible that there's all these little wild spaces left in England and Scotland. It just kind of blows my mind, really. I will be putting a video out on that. So yeah, I've been going deep on YouTube, all about Monroe bagging, peak bagging, whatever you want to call it. People that get nutty about it. There's 282 Monroes that you got to do, plus the additional ones that are outside of Scotland itself. I think there's another 15 or something. A few up in Ireland, Wales, England. England, I think, only has 5 or 6. And there's all these weird definitions. Certain ones got to have a certain prominence, which is like, yeah, it's 3,000 feet tall, but the very center of the bump is another 30 meters above the surrounding areas. I gotta imagine that someone here is into this. Please, someone put in the comments that they know what I'm talking about. Because this is like literally a world away to me. I know out here in the Rockies, and I mean, yeah, we're kind of spoiled with the Rockies here, but it's not that easy. So I do have a book from the past. I picked it up in university at the university bookstore. Did a couple of them. It was the Rockies Scrambles. All things that you can pretty much safely do without any climbing equipment. You know, but probably still like 7, 8, 9,000 foot mountains. Basically walks, right? Hard hikes. I would probably do more of them, but one of the last ones I was on, me and my friend Mike, high school buddy, we're doing a little hike. We went out to the middle of nowhere, got some funny pictures of us laying around, and honestly, he sent me a picture a while ago. It was like more like I guess it would be like a coal, I should say, or, you know, the pass between two higher peaks. There was like a little lookout point there we're hanging out, and for some reason I'm hanging out there half naked with my t-shirt off, just covered in sweat. I'm like, I do not remember doing that. He's got photo records of it. And you know, this is the 80s. Shorts were a lot shorter, right? You wouldn't catch me dead in those things now. But on the way out, the rangers screamed up to us in a truck and said, jump in the back right now. There's a grizzly just like 50 yards down the trail. So this park ranger was hanging out there at the parking area where there was cars sitting there. My car was parked there, and he's like, the ranger's job at that point is to find out, hey, when are these people coming back? And there's a bear like in the parking lot with them. So I guess this grizzly was just out doing his thing, and yeah, so we just jumped in the back. I never actually saw the bear, but he's like, it's right there. We jumped in the back of the pickup, took us to our car, kind of like get in your car as quick as you can and get the hell out of here. I guess that's the reason why I kind of stopped doing those scrambles. It was like, well, you got bears out there, and I mean, for the amount of people that go hiking, for the amount of bear attacks, it's probably totally safe. It's probably more dangerous me sitting here in my house. Maybe a fan on the ceiling might fall on my head at any given moment, and the percentage is probably the same when you think about it. Yeah, sidetracked. Elenio kicking up the hill. Elenio's going on the attack here. Can I say, folks, that Elenio might be the strongest climber here? I think I can. I mean, we got some superstar riders here. Gil, Bear, Remy, and Luca. But Elenio's got just that little kick up on them, that little notch up. So riding up this hill at 6 watts per kilo. And you know, Tuesday, Elenio did this all day on Tuesday. I'd love to hear some background about Elenio 79. I asked a few people, they didn't know. But seems to be very regular in the Muckers events. So putting 35 meters into Gail Matteo at the moment. And the other riders, Luca and Bear Remy. Carol at 200 meters. Okay. Yeah, it looks like... Okay, so what happened here? Did Wyverns come back to Carol? Yeah, I think that's what's happening. So Wyverns and Carol are pretty close together. They're only separated by 30 meters. Let's jump back to Wyverns. We should see Carol right ahead here. Yep, here we go. I might change my camera view, folks. I think sometimes I'm just out a little too far. How about if we go with the near view? What do you think? Do we like that better? Let's just run with this for now. I guess, you know, when the screen gets too crowded, sometimes you can't see people over here on the left-hand side. You know, especially since we're in Australia. in the Cockatoo Valley. You know, speaking of cockatoos, God, I can go into a side story easy. Just the absolute craziest birds on the planet. If you ever want to have a good time, you've got a couple of ciders, a couple of beers, a pint of this, a pint of that, whatever, maybe a wine even. Get on YouTube and just look like cockatoos being crazy. They're those crazy white birds. I think it's a cockatoo, isn't it? Yeah, for sure it is. They're those crazy white birds that have that, I forget what it's called. They have like the crest on top of their head that kind of moves. I think it moves with their body motion, like they can control it. They're white, big black beak. They're quite the big bird. I did learn, my wife has a few parrots, smaller ones. Cockatoos are the ones that are most likely to be found like in animal rescues because they can get quite neurotic at times. I think they're very hard to handle, and they live wild in Australia. So that's where we're seeing here. And I've seen some videos before too. There's actually pink versions of them that just fly around randomly in Australia. It shows people stepping out off their back deck, feeding these wild pink cockatoos. It's really cool. So yeah, cockatoos, when you got time to kill, type in cockatoo, YouTube, and you'll see some of the craziest things you've ever seen an animal do. Okay, let's pop back to the front here. Keep an eye on Elenio. So Elenio is trying to stretch it out, but the group behind is just hanging on. We're talking 43 meters back to Gil Matteo. Let's get the mouse out of the way there, folks. So they're watching him very closely. Are they going to let him get away? I don't think so. Not today. It'll probably all come back together on this top plateau. And then Elenio's going to have to make a couple of kicks on these last kickers at the end here. I'm going to jump to the back here. Let's take a look at Steven. Here he is. Pick the right person. Resting up. 72k an hour. Good job, Steven. Chasing DeMatteo. Hal Air has had a mechanical here, which is very unfortunate. Hopefully he can get back on. And I believe Hal Air was a lot further up the group before, so he's probably been sitting here a while now. The pilot, G. Kinsey. Bert's had issues as well. Bert 33. Rude GP. Let's look at some. So this is our lead group, Elenio. Getting away now. So yeah, very interesting. It's got that little bit of a gap, just a little bit of a roll or a little bit of a hill between them. So this is second place. Can we see Bear Remy up the road? Probably not now. We're out to 100 meters, but they're slow. They're bringing them back as they're on the flats now too. Elenio is on the kicker right ahead of them. Just finishing the kicker right now, actually. So watch what's going to happen here. We're at 82 meters. Watch Elenio pull away again now. 89, 90, 92. That's because the four behind are on that really steep stuff. Elenio's on the flat, false flat, is going to take off, now bombing downhill. And the other ones are still probably just finishing up that kicker. Yeah, they're just over it now. So Elenio could stretch that out a little bit. Might see some of the big hitters, maybe the stronger riders, come into the front on this plateau-y section ahead of us to try to reel Elenio back in. Luca's taking a charge here. Bear Remy had to react to that, and Gil Matteo is just sitting off the back. I think Gil Matteo is a strong enough rider. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. I've seen Gil do this a few times where he kind of dangles off the back, just keeping an eye on the others. So these are the three that are chasing. This is the hunters trying to get the... here goes Gil right now. He's not going to slow down on this little kick here. Okay, we're going to jump back a little bit. Stefan Schmidt just finishing up the hill now. Thank you. It's over. Keith H. Still, yep, just coming from the hill, just tailing M4B. Lots of riders here. Anatso right behind Keith with the old git himself, Peter. Escat is there as well. 50 meters back, Niels Brenham. Another 20, Grosjean. Grosjean, not sure if you saw it. I don't expect you to. On my YouTube channel, there's a part where I can post like photos and stuff. I posted a photo of my prized possession. I got a couple of them actually. When I went to the 2012 F1 in Silverstone, they had some incredible F1 gear there. And I got the Lotus F1 team gear. And I still wear that jacket to this day. Like, I used to wear them all the time when I was an F1 nut. I just wore them again recently. And people, the compliments I got, the quality of that gear. I posted a picture of it on the YouTube channel. So if anyone wants to check it out, this goes out to the Mucker as well, because I know he's a F1 nut as well. I love it, but it's just not the way it was. The sound back then, yeah. You had these little TVs back then too. It was so cool at the time. I think it was called Kangaroo TV. You could rent it at the racetrack. And we were so close to the racetrack that we could see them from our caravan. There's that close to broadcast. We could see the other races, like I think there was a Ferrari class that would go out beforehand. And what is it, the F2 cars? Is that what they call them? F2? Maybe that's what they call them. I'm sure it's something like that. Maybe they changed the name by now. So we would watch those on our, it was called Kangaroo TV. And basically it was, I think, almost a camera on every car. Niels Brenham kicking it up here. He's like, I'm done with this. Let's go. Back to the front. Alenio. Yeah, Alenio is pushing hard. Like, worked out a gap now up to 175 meters. I thought they would have pulled him back by now. You know, this is some tough stuff here. I see a lot of low numbers in the group behind us. Maybe they're all eyeballing each other, like Gil here. This is kind of low power for Gil. Luca, 2 watts per kilo. They're probably all saying who's going to take, who's chasing them. Could be something like that. You know, I guess what I should have done, I kind of messed that up. I should have taken a look at the championship standings and seen who needs to fight the hardest here. For all we know, Alenio could be just a few points behind Gil, and these two riders here are saying, hey Gil, it's your job to chase him. Just like what you would see at the Tour, the Giro, the Vuelta, any race, any stage race. Maybe I'll explain that again. I'm sure here everyone understands what I'm saying. But basically, if Gil is the overall leader for this month, but Alenio is ahead of him, and Alenio is going to score more points today, then it's Gil's responsibility to chase him down. The other riders are just going to say, well, go for it, or else lose the championship this month. Maybe that's not the case, but just trying to make an example out of something. Okay. Moving along. So Carroll's just fading back slowly. I don't think Carroll's in the hunt today. Bear Remy just hanging on here, Remy. Get yourself back in there. Looking at Remy here, just 75 kilogram rider maybe. Gil is more, yeah, probably around 70 as well. Oh, Gil's being bridged back a little bit here by Luca. Luca's going after it. I think Luca said, this is enough of this. Oh, Gil's reacting now. I just saw 9 watts per kilo. Yeah, I think this is going to catch Remy out. I think Remy's been caught out at this point. Can Remy react to this? There was just little gaps forming of like 10, 15 meters. Alenio out to 200 meters ahead. Using this little kick up ahead to try to increase. Ooh, Gil's putting out some huge power here. 12 watts per kilo. I think I swear I saw 16 watts per kilo though, like just instantaneously. Probably like standing up and just smashing those pedals. Luca chasing hard at 10 watts a kilo. Bear Remy struggling to hang on here. Just not feeling it today. Remy, very strong rider. I think they were just tailed off a little bit there and just, yeah, you know, I know what they were doing. They were switching the Metallica. They were going back to some Guns N' Roses maybe, grabbing their iPhone. Oops, look down. They're gone. That is a call-in maneuver right there. Okay, so Alenio now has a 200-meter gap over Gil. Going downhill. This is going to grow again a little bit. Because Gil has a couple of bumps to get over first before Alenio starts bombing downhill. Can these two work together to bring Alenio back? Luca looks committed now. Luca's looking committed. Yeah, 10 watts a kilo right here. Very committed. Trying to get over this bump. Build some speed into the downhill. Now, I don't know if they've had a little agreement here on the road. Let's work together to get after Alenio. It could be a good move for both of them. I mean, Luca's got something to gain here too. So, hopefully these two work together. Backing up to Remy. Remy's taking it a little bit easier here, catching a few breaths. Carroll, Wyverns. Let's do a map mode here, folks, just to get some... so the leaders are off the screen. Orange Rider is Carroll here. We got Wyverns. L. Roland. Next rider back is Matt Jazz. And then Stefan Schmidt is the green dot here. Big gaps forming now as people are just getting, you know, brutalized and traumatized by these hills. Again, I'm sure glad I did my little workout ride today, folks. Keith's looking really good here. Keith's pushing great power here. I'm going to guess Keith's probably just over 60 kilograms, something like that. That's my guess. And good stuff, good news. The old Get is back with Keith. They're riding together. Oh, there's a good group here. S-Cat is there as well. Look at this train forming here, folks. Let's just map mode this one. You can't even see them. They're so close together. Sorry about that. But we have, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 riders all together here. This group they need to stick together. Stick together, work it. They're just starting this next descent down. Grosjean is only a couple hundred meters back behind them with Niels Brenham. Great. These two are great to ride together here. Yeah, probably great to grab their wheels. Jumping back 750 meters, we're back to Tranberg, HJ, and Jakob. We got 3 riders here. Mike Guthinger is just ahead of Numanen. Q and Grep further 90 meters back. Here's Grep. Then we've got Mikuluk and Kawasaki 636 riding just further back from them. Andy Up is just behind Tom here. Oh, they're together. Yep, Andy Up and Tom are together at this point. Boogie Bill right with them as well. Boogie Bill's a new name to me. Got another mucker here, Chorus, with Batiscombe. Yeah, you know, I've been watching this now for 45 minutes. Here's a name I've never seen before. Idredu, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Not really sure what to say there. Okay, maybe someone can help me. We're just going to say A for now. It's AD. AD's riding with Dr. Custard. And Guido 1291's not 91's not that far back. I see Chad Ritchie. Let's jump to the front again here, folks. I'm sorry, I'm missing the hill. Missing the hill. Alenio has taken off again, but the gap has been kind of, you know, stabilized here. It was 200 meters before. Now we're out to 237. Luca and Gil are chasing hard. They're just finishing up that hill. Just cresting it now. So Alenio is going to grow the gap a little bit on this little plateau again. So you can see Alenio here. There on the flat part there. Little kick and then down to some, looks like some 10% gradient again. Will we get up to max speed there? We might. And that's coming up to the final split of the day. This is a great race. Look at Alenio kicking hard, 7 watts per kilo over the hill, like never letting off. Then kind of like riding easy, recovering on the flat stuff. Every little bump, power goes up. See what they're doing here? Yeah, just increasing the power. Yep, kick up the bump, kick up the bump. 6 watts per kilo, even over this little thing. You know, and that's something I learned way back when. And I still forget it. You know, stand up. You know, well, no, if you don't have to stand up, don't stand up. But just power up those bumps. Don't just cruise across the top of them, because your speed is being scrubbed off all the way. Look at this, 72k an hour. Now he's got one hill in between himself and the 2 other pursuers. There's a hill in between them now. Here's the hill. Alenio's on the other side. This is going to be extremely difficult now for these two to bring Alenio back. This is what I talked about in several videos. If you can get that little hill, that little bump in between you and the other rider, and it's like a roly-poly punchy, hilly course like this, you're going down, they're always going up. All thing else being equal, that's how it would work. If they're both like very comparable riders, you're going down and getting away, they're going up and slowing down. And so eventually the race ends and they're still away. Gil, Mario, Luca here, they're going to have to put in some big work now because now the gap's out to 400 meters. Let's see what the gap really is after they finish. Well, I guess they've done the downhill now. So what is the gap realistically at this point? 380 meters. So now Alenio's going to start climbing. So the gap is going to shrink real quick because this looks like it's about a 9 to 10% climb here. Let's just watch this part and then we're going to jump back a little bit. Give me a second to take a little sip of a drink. Yeah, so 11%. And again, Alenio is comfortable in the 6 watt per kilo range of all these climbs. Gap to Gil Mattios came down a bit. Luca and Gil are like stride for stride equal here. Just drop back. So you can see the gap coming down now. So if we look at this is how I like to try to do it when I'm riding. I found it funny there how it just kind of fast forwarded to Alenio. That's the second time now. It didn't just jump to them. Maybe because they're so close. Kind of look at the gap when Alenio gets right to the very top and look back to see where the other riders are. Then we'll kind of know what the real gap is here. So kind of like right when we get to the yellow in the middle of the profile here, I'm going to see what the gap is. It's probably going to be about 180 meters, something like that. 190. Yeah, so it's about 188 meters, let's say. Back to Gil Mattiao and Luca, just because of the positioning of the hill. But again, now they got one hill in between them. The other two are still coming up to 9%. Alenio's bombing down the other side, and watch the distance grow again. So they don't have much time left here. So there's some downhill stuff, some flat stuff, false flat, another kicker, which is not even a kicker to these folks. And then it's downhill to the finish. Alenio might have stolen this one early on today. All the other positions, Bear Remy still holding 4th. Carol Susik 5th. With Wyverns. Oh, because earlier Wyverns was a lot closer to Carol, so something happened probably on the climbs. L rolling a further couple hundred meters back. Mad Jazz, Stefan Schmidt, Escata. You can see the gaps here. Like all the gaps are pretty big here, except this one. Anatso is right there with Escata. Anatso looks like they're going on a bit of a tear here. Interesting. M4B is with Keith H. And I think Keith's full name, I think it's Keith Aitchinson. I believe that's correct. With the old Get. So we got 3 riders here together. This is nice to see. Keith, Peter, and M4B. 200 meters back, we have Niels Brenham. Grosjean. Can just see Niels in the distance. I think these two were together before. Last time I popped back here. Wonder if they're going to try to get back together. Downhill coming up, so they might come back together. I saw Tranberg here, HJ, Mike Guthinger, Jakob, Niemanen. Yeah, just 150, 200 meters between every rider, it seems. Except outside of a couple that are hanging out together, working together. You know, so we got these two together, Grepp and Niemanen. Then it's 160 meters. Q's alone. Then it's, okay, this isn't bad. 40 meters back to Q. Then we're 80 meters back to Mikaluk, Boogie Bill further. Okay, this is getting closer now. Ah, this looks good here. We got Andy up, Boogie Bill working together. And Tom's there as well. Tom's right here. Course is only a couple hundred meters back with Mako. And we got Steven. Oh, Steven's looks like he's disconnected. I wonder if Steven just called it a day. I wouldn't blame him. But we've got a lot of riders back here. Disconnects or just done. Di Matteo is still hanging in there. So I don't know Di Matteo. Looks like they're going to have a tough day out here. But yeah, just keep going. Di Matteo, keep going. You are the Red Lantern at the moment. Just keep going. Dark Thunder's got a disconnect issue. See if any of these riders come back. I'm going to pop back to the front here because it's going off here. There's that gap, folks. There it is. Elenio. You know, Elenio did that like at halfway point. So before, you know, the plateau, this big plateau here on the bottom of the profile, Elenio was attacking on this big hill here, from what I remember. I don't think they'd taken off yet on this stretch. So at the halfway point, they just said, I'm going. That's it. And they know it's really good. And I mean, it doesn't apply just for the best riders. It applies for like mediocre riders like me. Someone says, well, we're going to do this. And I'm like, well, I know how long I can hold 270 watts. I know how long I can do that. I know when I'm going to start to fade. I know on a good day I can hold maybe 300 for a little bit longer. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how long they can hold their pace. Everyone's probably using, you know, you've got your power shown on screen, and heart rate is very useful for people too. Actually, we had a good discussion yesterday in GRC, heart rate versus power meters. A lot of guys still swear by their heart rate output. I use both. I know where my heart rate should be based for my power. So when I see things that are off, like if I'm riding 270 watts and my heart rate is 198, yeah. Okay, so Elenio's going on a huge attack here to get over this last hill. 9 watts per kilo there, settling down to only 6 watts per kilo, grinding up this thing. Uh-oh. I've got a disconnect. Okay, folks. I've had a little bit of a disconnect here. Let's hope this comes back quick. I don't know if this is my computer. I don't know if this is... Oh, I'm going to have to try to figure this out here, folks. I'm still recording. I'm going to still keep going here. See if I can get some data. Nope. Internet's down. Okay. Thank you. We're back. So, I just lost full internet connection there. It just blips off and on once in a while. Thankfully, the wife has ordered Starlink. So that's a good thing. I don't think it's for my YouTube channel. I think it's primarily just because she hates when we don't have internet. Elenio is bombing down here into the descent. Going down the descent to the finish line. There's no way the 2 riders behind are going to catch him now. It's just no way. Downhill finish. That was like just done so well by Elenio today. So Elenio's coming to the finish. 200 meters to go. We've got Gil Mattiau in second place. Gil's put a bit of a gap into Luca here. Luca's doing a bit of coasting uphill. Okay, Luca's back. Yeah, so it just said firewall network connection. I looked at my phone, kind of scrambling to see if that was Rouvy there or me. Kind of knew it was me because I've rarely seen that error on Rouvy. So first, second, and third are determined. We've got Carroll further 900 meters back. His spot secure. Wyvern's another 300 meters. L rolling. Can they do something here to catch anyone? 160 meters behind Wyverns? I don't think so. I think first through seventh are determined. Eighth is set. Now, okay, here's one. We got Matt Jazz 82 and Stefan Schmidt riding shoulder to shoulder up this final climb. Oh, Stefan just dropping 7 watts per kilo at the moment. Stefan looks to be 60 kilogram rider. Can Matt Jazz hang on? It doesn't look like it. There's a gap forming already. Matt Jazz is riding more of the 4.5 to 5. Trying to get over 5 here, yep. Try to react. Stefan's carrying a bit more momentum over the top there now. Look at him. He's even looking back at this moment. Yeah, that was the look right there. So we got a bit of a gap here. Yep, just formed right there. Stefan kicked at the right time, and it just took a little bit for Matt Jazz to diesel up. That's how I do it too. I notice that all the time on these little bumps. All my friends and teammates I'm riding with, they're just jumping away on the hills, and I'm just like slowly getting up to speed. Yeah, you know, I never stand when I ride. Maybe it's time to start doing that, just to generate a bit more power quickly. That's part of the problem. I can generate the power, but it just slow build up. I sit, I grind. Okay, Escata here. So those two are split now. I don't think anything's going to change there. Like, Stefan's gone. So 1st through 9th are determined. Looks like 10th place is good. 11th is good. 12th, yeah, you can see the gaps, right? We jump back to the map mode. Look at the gaps. Nothing's really going to change here. Although, this M4B... Is it M4B? Let's have a look here. M4B's just in the distance, and then we've got Niels Burnham. Oh, here is going to be the battle of the day, folks. We've got Niels, we've got Keith, and we've got the old Git. 3-up sprint coming up. Okay, so here's the old Git. Just drifting off a little bit. Niels and Keith are pushing like 5.5 watts per kilo at the moment. Peter's reacting now. Grosjean's only 250 meters back. So I think, you know, out of everyone here, there's only 1 or 2 names I haven't seen as regular. Like maybe a Natso, Peter. This is the first time I've seen Peter in the top 15. So Niels, oh, Keith is going. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just back out a little bit here, folks, just to give me a bit more view. Let's go middle. Yeah, that's better now. So, you can see Niels here chasing Keith. They were right side by side before. So, Keith must have put in a nice dig. Keith's pulling away, just catching some breath here. He's not pedaling now. Recover, 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 Keith. He's doing a great job. Getting ready to apply some power again. Oh, he's taking every bit of rest he can. He's going to coast. There we go. I was going to say he was going to coast over the top at 50k an hour. As soon as his speed went below 50, he jumped up to 5 watts a kilo. He's hunting M4B right now. I'm not really, I know M4B's name, haven't seen them race a lot. Can Keith pull him back? It's less than 100 meters here. Oh, but, yeah, sorry folks, I just noticed the distance. Keith's only 250 meters from the finish at this point. But Niels is now trying to pull back with Keith. Take a look at this. We're in the finishing chutes now. Niels coming. No, they're done. They're done, sorry folks. Peter Olget's going to finish. Grosjean. Then it's a further 700 meters back to HJ, riding with Tranberg. I'm going to cover this race as long as I can. I've got a tracker on my phone saying where and how far the delivery man is from my house, and he's not far now. Mike Guthinger. So, yeah, there could be a bit of a battle between HJ here and Tranberg. Looks like they're going at it right now. They're both trying to get up to speed on this downhill. Yeah, because this is the finishing stretch here now. You want to have a lead going over this last little bump here in the road right ahead of us. Like, this is the make or break point here. Tranberg realizes it and is trying to get shoulder to shoulder with HJ. HJ is reacting right now. Look at this, folks. Tranberg dropping 10 watts a kilo over the top, still holding 9. Okay, just backed off there. It's got a 7-meter gap. Can HJ come back around here? We got 250 meters to go. HJ's eyeing him up. HJ's heart rate right now is maxed. Will he put a sprint in? Nope. They're just going to finish like that, folks. Okay, fair enough. They worked extremely hard. Mike Guthinger coming in as well. Niemanen just going over the last bump. Home free. Yeah, once you're at this point, you're home free. You're going to coast downhill. Nice little descent to the finish. Jakob coming in for 21st. Grep not far behind, but that's 30, 40 meters to cover on the downhill. That's not going to happen. So Grep will take 22nd. Jakob's going to get 21st. Kawasaki, a name I don't know, I mentioned them earlier, coming over the home free zone. Home free hill, we're going to call it that. Home free hill right here. But we do have Q coming up quite fast. Q might get racy here. Q's doing, yeah, well, we're going to see. 24 meters. Can Q pull him back? Q was at the last race. Rode with 2 of the Muckers quite a bit. I think with Mike Hagan, I believe, or maybe it was Andy, I'm not sure now. To go back and look at the video. So they're going to finish that way, 23rd and 24th. We've got Tom coming right behind them. No catch will be made here. Boogie Bill is right on Tom's wheel here. Both muckers, okay. Andy up is just over Home Free Hill for 27th place. Michaluk over at Home Free Hill with Andy up in the distance. Nice gaps here now, folks. Yeah, like these rolly hills really beat everyone up today. I think everyone will be glad to be off the bike today and done with stage 3 of the Tour Down Under. I think this was an awesome stage that Neil selected, the mucker himself, selected for the championship race, because this is a hard race right here. No doubt. Mako, Home Free Hill. Course is just getting to the crest of Home Free Hill here, being tailed by Batiscum. You can just see the Home Free Hill where the car keeps coming over the top every time. Back to Yaya Reki. Yaya Reki is with AD. Adridru. Okay, we'll go with that. Adridru. They're side by side. This is going to be for 32nd place. Let's keep an eye on this. They're going to be bombing downhill here soon. This could get high speed real quick. Okay. Who's got what left in the tank? Catching some breaths. This is where my heart rate would... Like if I was in a race like this and I went all out, this is where my heart rate's running 188, 189. Okay, Yaya Reki is going to build momentum and try... Oh, I thought they were going to pass him. They just said no. Okay, AD coming back. This is Home Free Hill here, folks. This is your time. They might be just cruising to the finish. I tend to do this a lot where I'll just cruise to the finish at this point. Like if I was riding here with AD, as much as I love the sprint finishes, I don't do a lot of them. Oh yeah, AD says, this is mine. 32nd place rating. No way, hang on. Here comes Yaya. The Yaya is coming. Will he pass AD? AD's countering again with 10 watts a kilo. Fantastic, people. Fantastic. I love that. They were like ready to kill for 32nd place. I love it so much. That was so good. They were both dropping 10 watts a kilo. They both like dug at 10, backed off, countered each other. Wow. I think I'm going to make a short out of that little battle right there. Or lots of the little battles I've seen. Guido 1291 finishing. Robbie Dew right behind them. Home Free Hill for Chad probably right away. Yeah, Chad's already down. Chad Ritchie Muckers already over Home Free Hill. Being pursued by Bagger 69 though. Bagger 69 won the event Gem City put on a few days ago. The Hunter versus the Hunted. Great job. Just got so far out ahead of the magnet he just rode away. Excellent work. Okay, jumping back as quick as I can. I hate to get stuck here. Oh, Hellcat's finishing up. Hellcat, I believe Hellcat is Steve, I believe. Met him on Facebook, like I said, maybe a couple days ago. Great job, Hellcat. Mateus Hale. Cresting Home Free Hill. Bat Builder is being chased by Neil's Asphalt. And they are just getting to Home Free Hill in the distance here. Wow, down to 41st place. Maybe I can get a lot of this, folks. 107, my time. It looks like my little friend is just down the road. He's only 2 miles from home here. What's interesting is, it looks like he might have made a wrong turn. I'm actually tracking him on an app, believe it or not, the delivery driver, which is pretty cool. Okay, so, yeah. Niels is over Home Free Hill now. Squallow is riding with Draftman. Oh, and Swiss Chris 69. Mike Hagan a further 300 meters back. Raffo. Silly Sil, always strong. Wonder how she's feeling today. It's almost over, Sylvia. You just got to go over this last little bump here. And the delivery man is on the move again. We've got Ratim, Rouvy Bryan, Slyfly, Kolofsky. Yeah, everyone's got just little gaps. Take a last little look at the map, folks, and then I'm probably going to have to jump. I apologize for not covering everyone. We got, you know, Kermit here doing his thing. the Scriptnet, Bianca PC, who we saw earlier. She's out there. Chak. I haven't seen Chak yet today. Mick. Mitch R.E. Arluzar. Elaine 0857. We saw them earlier. We got Muddy here. The Mucker. Mucker is riding with Chris W. I don't know if I've seen that name yet today. Followed by Jeff 65. Grupedo. Mikey. And let's give a shout out to the Red Lantern. Where is the Red Lantern today? The Red Lantern, we're down to only 73 riders still moving. I think there's been some disconnects, and some people have just said, no, I'm pulling the pin on this one today. I think all the rest are stopped. Sometimes you kind of lose track of where someone is if they're in between all the disconnects. Today, G. Kinsey will probably get the Red Lantern. Folks, I'm going to have to disconnect. The delivery truck is just down the road. I appreciate you watching this. This will be live tomorrow, 7 o'clock GMT time, UK. Hopefully you can jump in and watch this. I'm saying this as in you're not going to see this tomorrow. I don't know why I do this every time. Thank you for watching Inside Cycling World. Bye-bye.